Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. It's Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with another edition of this week's vlog. We're in a better frame of mind tonight. We had a little bit of a recover, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But in all honesty, things are going good in my life. It's doing this vlog on a Friday. A couple weeks ago, we had some storms come into the area, and we're not supposed to have storms so much. We have some rain on the forecast. In fact, it's raining outside now in southwestern Pennsylvania, but it's supposed to have high winds again, but tomorrow, all day tomorrow. So, just planning to hanker down the hatches and try to plan and prepare as we've been following through in the series, earlier this month and moving forward. But today I decided I had plans to start this get a vlog in tonight for the week. And since it's technically March 31st and it's not Autism Awareness Acceptance Month yet, I figured we just focus on whatever today. And I really couldn't find a topic today. Throughout the course of the day, I was working today and I couldn't find a topic. And things happen in life. And that's basically, you have to, things do happen in life. They throw, sometimes you're throwing curveballs in what you have planned for the day. And even if you don't have what's planned for the day, if you don't even want to do what's planned for the day, sometimes it brings a situation where the environment or the brain can be so triggered by thoughts. And in fact, when they're triggered, sometimes they're hard to be rebounded out of the ruminating thoughts of this triggering situation. You don't see a way out, or you think of a million ways to get out of this situation, and it's not even something that is even difficult. When you're autistic, oftentimes you see a lot of rigidity in your routine, and you're very regimented. And for when I was a very young age, to about 16, 17, 18, I very much was that way. I couldn't change. And slowly, starting at the age of 16, 17, 18, I started to be more flexible, more open to change. And continually, as time went on over the past 2 decades, I'm becoming more flexible with things. But sometimes when we're flexible with things and something doesn't go according to plan, it's not the fact that sometimes there's a lot of trauma that's affected with that. And, it may seem weird, but, sometimes you have thoughts in your head that are just, not healthy and are not valid. And, they're not part of the makeup now, but were maybe part of the makeup in the past. So you play on those thoughts and you run with them. And they're the only thing sometimes you can think about. And sometimes you run to town with them. But reality is, what is that doing for you? Why can't you see through the clouds? Why can't I see through the clouds and see that, I have so much to be thankful and blessed for, and I think sometimes we don't see the whole picture of things. We have to understand sometimes that things happen and they don't always go according to plan. But really, in all honesty, did I really want to do what was going according to plan? And in one way, didn't want to do what was going according to plan. I wanted to find a way out of it. And since I locked into this supposed event today, and I was going to go and just manage through with it as I had planned, but when I found out it didn't happen, I was okay with it in a way, and okay with it in a not way. But in a not way that I was not okay with it is very unhealthy. It's not doing any good to be unhealthy about it, because what is it doing? It's building a lot of anger. It's and it has in the past, because you're angry at somebody, or you're angry at a situation, the way it went down, or you're fueled by the ammunition and the energy of others who cannot change as flexible as you, or not understand that things happen in life. And it's not like I didn't know this instance could happen. I was prepared early in the week, and it did happen. And sometimes you just you can't show hate and anger that it happened, but in your brain it boils, and it gets to a boiling point sometimes. But sometimes you can't let it get I'm learning that you can't let it get to you. Is it really worth ruining my night over something that I can't control, or something that, I can't, that is just not, is it really worth it? Is it, and the sad thing is, did I really want to do that thing? Did I really want to go that route? And here I am, I'm complaining about, it not going the way that going the way I wanted to go, but yet angry because, I have a flawed relationship with something. And it's really, really hard in a sense to really see through the clouds. And that's the title of this vlog. Sometimes, your brain is just so clouded with all these thoughts and all these, things that you think are so true. And so, that you think they're, your brain is so flawed sometimes it brings these thoughts and these clouds, like these clouds behind me that are saying, this is what you think about this person, or you can't see past a flaw of their self, or a flaw of way of somebody else, is interacting, or seeing past the way that you need to see it. And all you see is the bad, and all the clouds around you are just bad, negative things, negative energy, negative, like the storm clouds, they're negative, or they bring on this negative energy. And it's hard sometimes to address those things sometimes, because they bring out the nastiness in you, and you don't really know why you get that angry. And the reality is, I need to find better, I am working on them, but better ways to cope with them, cope with these when these times come about, so that they don't get us so out of hand, or they don't bring me down so much. Because in reality is, even though the day went the way I wanted it to, and I still had some resentment, is it really worth it ruining my night, or ruining my weekend, or just continuing to ruminate over and over about things that are never going to change, or or I cannot control? And I think that's sometimes the thing about it. We have these thoughts in our, like these clouds, and you think you can just grab at them and change. I'm trying to grab at the cloud, but just trying to grab and bring them down and say, move them clear, because I just want to be free of them, and I want to have a sunny day, and I want to be so happy and so going. And it's so hard sometimes to see through the anger and the resentment and the trauma that is bringing forth all these thoughts and these ways of thinking, because they are flawed. My way of thinking is flawed. I know that. And you have to look at, well, okay, those things were in the past, or and they're hard to recover from, yes, and I'm slowly recovering from them. But I gotta look also on the other side of the coin and say, there's good things in the day. There's good things to be thankful for. There's good things. I still have a home. I still have a job. I still have so many things. And even if the little things get to you, and they get you pulling or tagging, I think sometimes we have to see what the good is in things, and not so much what the bad is in things. Sometimes the brain automatically thinks, oh, that didn't happen the way I should, and this is why it should be, and this is why they should be punished. All these things, like you automatically think about getting revenge, or making something to make you feel better, or run away from it, or have it abolished from your brain. You think of those things, you think of getting rid of the anger, or the feeling, or the resentment that you have. But in reality, you need to think about, what else do I have to be happy for? How can I make this day a better day? How can I get through the rest of the day in a better mindset, in a better mind frame? How can I, not think about that change of my routine? And the change wasn't even bad. How do you even accept it? I've accepted it. I just think sometimes, our brain plays things out and over and over again. As an autistic person, or somebody who has a comorbidity of anxiety, I think our brain plays those things over and over, like a loop. And sometimes you just got to get rid of the loop. I've always said about the loop and the trap. Always said about that. How it's digging yourself out of that trap, and stopping the loop and loop and loop, and trying to focus on good things in your life, the happiness, the things you have, the friends, the job, the internet, the social media, all of these things. You got to focus more on the good. I got to focus more on the good. And that's my part too. I got to focus more on the good. I got to make things right today. I got to, try to have a good weekend. Yeah, we're going to have some wind tomorrow, but we're going to do the best we can to get around it. We're going to charge our devices. We're going to, be ready for when, if that happens, and just be ready. I think that's the thing. Get a good night's sleep. All these things. It's so sad because you can have things literally handed to you, like a list of 100 and some coping skills, and yet you just don't go to them, or you don't find a way to help with them. And I think that's the problem. Like, you just sometimes I know to do things, and I know that I need to do things, and but yet I stay and I just let the loop play, or I fall in the trap, or whatever it may be. I think sometimes we just ruminate on things, and we let them get out of control. And it's partly my fault that I don't get back and get ready to work on what I need to do as a person, as a human being, to make things right for me. And maybe I need to work on that a little bit more, and move them clouds aside, or see through them clouds, and realize, I have to do the work too. So I didn't want to keep people on too long tonight. I want to have a good night. I want to be able to cope well, and try to get a good couple hours in a fun activity. I had, as I said, I had a vlog in mind. I mean, I didn't even have a vlog in mind, but this kind of, fueled the energy and sort of fueled the spirit in a good way. So I'm glad I did that, because I think sometimes getting the frustration out in a way that you can, or seeing things from seeing the positive things, being in this. I know I used this backdrop on Wednesday in my Wellness Wednesday video, and that's on Mr. D's Wellness Journey on my other channel, and I'll be sure to pop that in, if I can do that. But it's been a good week also in the wellness department, mentally and physically. And I'm very proud of myself for the journey I'm going. Now I'm been having a little bit of setback with getting to the gym, but we're moving on. We're just gonna make the best of the weekend that we can, and take time for us. And that's what I ask anybody to do this weekend. Take time for us. Reach out to somebody if you haven't already. Please do. I'm gonna try my best to. Sometimes I lack in that, and sometimes I feel a little anxious, but I know I need to give me time, and I need to give them time as well. So with that being said, I want to thank you for listening today. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, tap that notification bell if you want to hear more of my content. I typically release it on Friday or sometimes Saturday. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest at Dustin's Dynasty, and on the web at www.dustinsdynastyusa.com. So thank you for listening. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and take care of yourself, and be safe during these storms. We'll talk at you later. Bye for now.